Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Hello, welcome back to the channel and welcome to an evening at Yas Marina. We're in the pit lane for the AMG GT experience with Mercedes-Benz Abu Dhabi, part of the Emirates Motor Company, to get to experience today the AMG GT 4-door, the 63 S, along with a number of other cars joined by their customers this evening. But very shortly, I'm going to be driving and showing you one of these for my maiden drive here at Yas Marina. It's an iconic Formula One track. I can't wait to show you this in more detail. I have actually done a few warm-up laps in the GTC 50 edition, the car that I've been borrowing during my trip to the UAE thanks to Mercedes-Benz Abu Dhabi. But this track is calling. I've got a session coming up later on and I can't wait to push the 4-door and see what it's like. Here is the car of the night then, the second member in Mercedes-AMG's current product lineup, the AMG GT 4-door in its top spec variant, the 63 S. It's four-wheel drive, it has the 4MATIC Plus system, it has the 9-speed AMG Speedshift, and it has the 4-litre bi-turbo V8, which in this car makes 639 horsepower and 900 Newton meters of torque. That means 0 to 100, as it's quite loud with some cars blasting down the straight. 0 to 100 in here, a 4-seater luxury car can be done in just 3.2 seconds and onto a top speed of 315 kilometers per hour. But take a look at the interior as well, because in here they've introduced a number of new components. You've got the dual dashboard, the dual digital screens, you've got the performance steering wheel with the hotkeys where you can control various aspects, you've got the touchscreen buttons in the center console, maintaining that V8 style layout, the 4 buttons on each side, the AMG performance seats. This car's fitted with the aero package. On the exterior you can see the wing at the rear, fixed wing, and then around the front you also have the extended front splitter, but it has that family look. The Panamericana front grille, the aggression that comes from that, based on the chassis and setup of the E-Class, like the E63 S, but this is really the, I guess, ultimate way to travel with 4 people in style. Have a look in the back, for example. It's comfortable back here. This is, you can have a number of different configurations. This is the 2-seat in the rear configuration, so the 4-seater as opposed to the bench seat, which would add a little bit more weight. But imagine this for a road trip, yet it's also a car, as I'm going to discover out here at Yas Marina, that is epic to drive on track. So I had a first outing with it before at Circuit of the Americas at the main press launch. But this is going to be an opportunity again to remind myself what it's about and to drive on this iconic circuit. Now, like I said, I did a few warm-up laps already early on in the AMG GTC 50 edition, the car that I've been driving around while I'm here, just to get my sights in place. This is my first time ever driving here, a circuit I've always wanted to experience. So it's going to be my session later on to drive in the GT 4-door, to push it, hopefully quite hard, and to remind myself what it's like out on a Formula One track. So this car is about to roll on out under the floodlights. It's just such an amazing place to be driving at night. It's still about 30 degrees or so here. Oh, they're heading out in pairs, it would appear. But I'm invited here today by Mercedes-Benz Abu Dhabi, who are putting on this event, and as you can see, the lineup of customer cars is pretty impressive as well. Everybody coming down for the first opportunity to drive the GT 4-door in the region. But I'm standing here with the 2 GTCs sandwiching a 675 LT Coupe. You can see as the list of cars goes down, we've got Porsches galore, plenty of AMGs, some Ferraris as well taking part in tonight's activity. But basically it means the track is here for us to enjoy and to experience, and it is so epic. I'm just going to be a bit patient waiting for my opportunity to take it out, and in the meantime there's also quite a nice lounge here set up so we can kind of have a quick look at the cars in there. GTR back in from its laps. Green Hell Magno under this light is such a cool thing. So in there is actually a GT63 first edition, which we'll take a look at later on. For the minute I'm actually going to stand and just listen and enjoy the sounds of some of the cars actually coming past, because as they come around the last corner up there and blast down this straight underneath the start gantry, it's an awesome sound. As you just heard then, these two are really noisy. Porsches blasting around. But you can see the difference here actually with the 2 4-doors, because this one with the aero kit at the back, you've got those extra fins at the side, and you also have 4 vertical bits that you can see there, and then on the normal car it's changed. This has the carbon fiber package, but you only have 3 of the fins and you don't have the side ones. You did get that nice little burble as it just went to pull away. Now confusingly, you can get a few different engine variants of the GT4 door. The naming system has confused me since day dot, but you have the 43, which is a much smaller engine, the 53, which you can't get in the UK, which is the new 3-litre 6-cylinder, and then you've got the 63 and the 63 S, the top spec model which we're driving today. So once you put your head around all of that and the full names for the cars, which are really, really confusing, it all starts to make a little bit of sense. And then obviously you've got the first edition, which is only available for the first year of production, one of which is inside the lounge to look at later on. But the satin blue, the launch colour, looks really very nice, so I'm hoping I'll be able to drive that one, but we'll see, fingers crossed later on. It is a whole lot of GT4 door going on right now, with all the cars rolling in and out, different customer test drives. They've got carbon ceramic brakes as well. You can see the gold brake calipers that you have with that. GT63 S. It's a cool car. Honestly, I find the rear a little bit bulbous. It's a bit too it's kind of curved and large for me. It overhangs a long way at the very back, but I do love the look at the front. Absolutely love the front grille, the headlights, the styling that you have up here, the way it looks like a sports car from the front end. Really low nose. Not the biggest fan of these kind of, well, fake vents on the side. They don't actually do anything, but they are carbon fiber, so I guess they break up the design a little bit above the badge, but they're not functional, so to speak. So I think that car's probably on its way to be fueled or something like that, but very good times. All right then, here we go inside the AMG GT 4-door to find out if it's as good as I remembered. So we will use the button right here, pop it up into, well, let's go straight for race, to be honest. We will let's keep traction fully on to get things started. You've got the hotkeys here, exhaust is open, and I think we are more or less ready to go. Nice and comfortable, there we go. So let's head out on track. Heading out then onto the track, you go through the tunnel. We've got a slightly deviated track from the full Formula 1 circuit, the full Grand Prix circuit. We also have a lot of other traffic on track to watch out for this evening as well. Now I'm going to pop the gearbox, actually I'm going to leave it in automatic because I know how well it calculates and sets us up on this car, and we've also just got an AMG GTR go in front of us. So let's ease into this on the outlap, get a feel for the car. We've got carbon ceramics here, but we are driving a car that is over 2 tons in total. But what I remembered before is that it lets you feel like it's a much more nimble sports car. And immediately the front end just sticks. And then that noise as we go down the straight here. How good is that? Up to 200 k's of ease. I'm going to get slightly earlier on the brakes first go. That's remarkably straight braking for such a big car. Carbon ceramics, a very, very helpful option on here. So we tuck it in, feed in the power, under the Yas Marina circuit gantry. Wow! This thing is fast! And firm onto the brakes in a straight line. Holds remarkably well. Goodness, pulled down all of the speed there through some of the tight and twisty sections. So I didn't let it go manual on the gears there, but you can put down the power early and it will just stick and hold. We've got quite a long lap. She's a small dab of the brake to pitch it in a touch as we come round towards the hotel to go underneath the Viceroy Hotel, one of the best parts of the circuit. I can't believe how small the car feels, knowing that it's got a big back seat, a lot of luggage space, and how cool is this to be driving here? Here of all places, it's Yas Marina, following an AMG GTR. Wow. Now as we come down the start straight, one press of the traction puts it into sport mode, which will just be slightly less intrusive as we go around. Drop down some gears down into T1. Hug it in. And this is where you can just put the power down, let it go, and away we go. So one press here, we'll go manual on the shift. Just give me a little bit more involvement for the last part of this. All the way down through the 9-speed AMG Speedshift. Tight here. What a car! It's playful, it's exciting. And you can do this with passengers in the back seat. Up to 230s there on the back straight. Braking hard then in a straight line. And around we go down the start straight for the last time. The last hurrah foot flat, and then it'll be time to cool down the brakes and let the car do its thing. Wow. Not exactly a bad experience at all in here. You can tell it's a big heavy car, of course. It has a lot of weight to it, but it kind of disguises that. It kind of plays with you and lets you think that you're driving something that's not quite as big and heavy as it actually is. Is there a cooler way for multiple people to get around, have some fun on a twisty road, on a road trip, and get to a racetrack at the other end and experience what this can do? It's the noises of the car as well, just cooling it down, engine braking, cooling down the brakes I should say. But you downshift and you get these bangs going off. Down into second there, just a dab of brake as we go into the pit lane here. Wow, what a track, what an opportunity to drive it here. That was amazing. I've taken my helmet off. Please do excuse my helmet hair going on at the moment, but let me show you some of the things on the inside of this car, which can now be found on the AMG GTR Pro and the rest of the GT line, the rest of the two-door cars as well. So you now have this new style screens that were introduced in this car from the other Mercedes-Benz models, the likes of the S-Class and the E-Class. You also have the new steering wheel where you have the cruise control toggles here. You have these touchscreen buttons so you can cycle, well, one press there to turn them on and off, or you can press the screen itself and change what driving mode it's doing or what it's changing, so you can adjust these depending how you want to have them set up. You can use the toggle on this side to change between the different driving modes itself. For example, individual, you can configure how you like. You can see all of those up there on the left side of the screen, and you can completely customize this central screen to change it around and have whatever information you would like to actually have on there, which is something I really like about the AMG models, Mercedes models in general, things you can actually do and change. So you can have your navigation, your music, your AMG performance screens, whatever it is you would like to see, you can have up on that left-hand side. Then in the central screen here, we've currently got it in a dynamic view, so I can just press and take you back so we can see a little bit of this, some of the different screens and toggles that you have available to you, engine data, vehicle data, and you can see lots of information about what's happening, and I particularly like those race style views. You also have AMG Track Pace, which is literally for your racetrack configuration and monitoring your track times and that kind of thing, which is one down just here. And then you have your comfort if you want, because let's face it, this is a comfortable car. Look at the way it's illuminated. You have different coloured lighting underneath these parts of the dash around the air vents, and when you go up and down in the temperature, the air vents actually change colour, blue or red, depending which way you've toggled it. Just those small details make it really luxurious inside here. You can have fragrance dispensers and all sorts, and it also has all of these touch buttons again, which are touch screens that you press to go between different modes. So this is the driving select button, this is whether you're manual or drive, pop it back into race just for a few more burbles. Your suspension, which can go through a number of different stages, traction control into sport mode, and on the right side you've got your media control, your auto stop start, and the exhaust button right here. It's actually got a blanking plate on the final button there. Then you've got your 9-speed AMG Speedshift. Instead of the 7-speed dual clutch, it's a 9-speed auto, but this new style pad that's been introduced looks much tidier than the one that you find in my AMG GTR, but will now be in the GTR Pro. So while I am sat here, while we have the car in race mode, let me just give you a little listen to what this is like. I'm just going to point the camera around to the back for a second. Oh, there goes another car. Sweet. The bubbles, the cracks, the bangs it makes are all very, very, very nice. Anywho, let me leave this one for the moment. Maybe I should try and work out what these were on before. Exhaust and traction, maybe it was like that, can't really remember, but nonetheless, you have a car with Burmester sound systems, with all those luxury features, and in the back, I'll just come and show you this quickly, you also have a fair amount of space back here as well, and I've ended up turning on the music, so let me just reach through and mute that for a moment, just with the press of the button there. Look at that view. AMG performance seats, a thing I often complain about because I find them really hard, but not as supportive as, say, the buckets, but they fit the character of the car, it has to be said. And then sitting in the back, I'm about, what, 1m80, 5'11" or so, and there's plenty of space above my head in the two-seat configuration in the back of this car. And again, back here, you've got lots of screens for your climate control, you've got storage space, you've got USB ports and cup holders. Again, the illumination as well, the interior lighting packages with the two colours. I like it a lot, set up in the kind of pink and purple configuration. It's all just really, really, really nice. That's the thing with this car. It's really nice as a car, as a place to be, as a car to drive. And if I come through just to show you in the boot as well, you have luggage space, so you can use this button to open that up. Powerful tailgate, and then come round. And back here, we haven't even been lugging around a spare wheel. Look how much space you've got. This is a car that you can properly go on a road trip and take away for a while, and you've got all this room in the back for whatever luggage you might need. Your subwoofer back here as well. So very impressive luggage capacity. And then with the aero package, as seen on the Magno blue version of the paintwork on this, with the wing, the diffuser, and the lip at the front, it looks really quite nice as well. Anywho, I think they need to take this car away to go and fuel it up, but I have been very impressed with this today and enjoyed it an awful lot, as I did the first time. Has to be said, for a car that does what it does in terms of capabilities, it's pretty remarkable. To look so good, to drive so well, to hide the weight of it, and to offer so much in one single car. So I've enjoyed that an awful lot. Hope you guys have too. Yeah, what more can I really say? It's fantastic. I said that I'd come into the pit box then to show you the first edition GT63 S that they have on display here, and there are a couple of unique things about this. So it basically has the aero kit, but not all the carbon fiber parts. This wheel design is distinct for the first edition with the dual tone, the silver sort of front and the black side inserts. You have the livery with the AMG stripes that you can just about see on this color. You could only get the car, first edition, in I think 3 different choices, not including the blue. So it's the grey, satin grey, and maybe it's satin white as the third, but that might not be 100% correct. Then on the inside, a few unique touches that you have here too, the dry carbon fibre, you've got the yellow stitching that comes with it, the floor mats are exclusive, so to have that AMG leather stripe across the centre, that's exclusive on the first edition. It also comes with the gloss black inserts on the steering wheel, that's also exclusive. You get the AMG performance seats on the car, and it just comes with the 2-seat rear configuration like you can see here, as opposed to having the bench seat. But even the stripe continues over the roof, past the sunroof, and down the bonnet as well, but quite subtle against this car. And again, first edition only available in the first year of production of the GT63 S, the GT 4-door itself, but with the aero kit, with the wing, with the fins on the diffuser, but with the chrome exhaust tips. So that's the first edition, which you can get in a few different colours. Then alongside it here, we have the red car with the, I guess, more normal AMG wheels. The red looks good. It's not wearing the aero kit. These wheels, I always say in my videos, but I'm not a big fan of the silver stripe around the outside, so I'd be changing that. But this does have the 2 carbon kits. So the lower section is carbon kit 1, carbon kit 2 gets you some of the upper parts on the car as well that go against that carbon splitter around the front. Basically, those two look really quite nice, as does the Greenhill Magno GTR just behind it. And at the very end, we've got a GTS on the left and a Solar Beam GTC Roadster on the right. There we go. I told you I'd give you a look at that. That's the first edition of the GT 4-door. But alas, it's time to say farewell to the floodlights of Yas Marina. Driving this track under the lights at night has been epic, especially in these cars. Now with all 3 lined up here in the pit box, basically de-rigging, closing up for the night. But what a night it has been. What a car this is to drive. We've also got the GTC here, we've got the GTR here, and just plenty of other very nice cars around for the occasion as well. So it's a big thanks from me to Mercedes-Benz Abu Dhabi, the Emirates Motor Company, for the opportunity to come down to drive the car today, to drive the GTC as well out on track. Fantastic night. Yeah, not going to forget in a hurry my first time driving at Yas Marina. So thank you very much to you guys as well for watching. I appreciate your support as always. That's it for this time though. I'll see you again very, very soon. Cheers.